it's the self-confidence that it takes to be able to do that, right? Because your story isn't the 5-star prospect who had every college looking for him. It took self-confidence and consistent belief in yourself through high school. Obviously, you were a great high school player, and that's why you got a college level scholarship, but you weren't being recruited by the Alabamas and the Ohio States. You went to UMass. So take us into that element of it, of you knowing that you were probably a better player than you were getting respect for at certain times during your career.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, V, when I was in high school, I mean, I was maybe 145 soaking wet, and UMass and a few other schools, Boston College and like Sacred Heart, all schools up north, were actually there to see one of my teammates play. And during that time, they saw me play, and were like, "Oh, that guy, that Ihedigbo kid, he's all right. He's pretty good." And in the midst of that, knowing that we were best friends, their whole pitch for recruiting was trying to get us as a package deal, saying, "Hey, if we get this Anabaku kid, and we'll get a Ihedigbo as well. We want both of them, and we'll put them on scholarship." Well, Mike ended up going to Georgetown because he was all about academics and so forth. And so then UMass, and I think UMass, Sacred Heart, and one other school were the true schools that were recruiting me. And UMass was like, "Hey, we'll have you come on as a preferred walk-on and give you an opportunity to earn a scholarship." And so for me, I just wanted to play football at the next level. I remember my guidance counselor telling me, "Hey, well, you should look at a D3 school, in terms of playing football, because Amherst really isn't known for playing football at all at a high level." And I was like, "Well, that's a lie." And so I walked on to UMass, and, during that process, it went from, "Oh, you're from Amherst, you could never play here." You're talking about guys from California, Virginia, Florida, top high schools, where, St. Thomas Aquinas, where, it's a football factory, and you have all these, guys coming out of there. And then it went from, okay, well, maybe you could play for us, but I know the rest of the guys in Amherst can play for us, so you had to earn that respect. And so over time, that's kind of what happened. Just, kick down doors.
What was it about your game that was able to stand out despite all of that doubt? What was it that you brought to the field that kind of earned that respect?
The physical nature in which I played the game. From a young age, I was very, relentless, played with a certain chip and tenacity, wanted to win more than anyone else on the field at all times, and always used that to pick and demand more out of my teammates. And so, there was a saying that one of my, high school teachers had was, he used to watch our games, and he would turn his back to the game and just listen for the tackle and be able to know who made the tackle on the field, meaning if I, hit someone or not, how hard the sound was. And I just always played with that edge and that dominating mentality on the field. And that kind of is what separated me. There was that bit of, man, he plays the game just different. And, that kind of gave me that edge and continued to allow me to grow into the player that I became.